guys. How you doing? Are you excited for a book reading? What's your favorite book? I bet this is going to be your new favorite book. Have you guys ever seen this book? You have? This book is one of my favorites from when I was about you guys' size. I used to be like this tall. Now I'm like this tall. Where the Wild Things Are. This is a really great book, and it's really good pictures. So if you guys want to run up, maybe not her, I don't think she can run yet. But if any of you guys want to run up and look at the pictures, I'll slow it up so you can see it. Because the illustrations really tell this story. Alright? So, who's ready for this one? You're ready. You got the binoculars up front. Nicely done. So here we are. Where the Wild Things Are. Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. Mr. Polani. Unbelievable. Thanks for watching, Adrian. Alright. Where the Wild Things Are. Narrated by Mark Wystrach. Alright. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. He's wearing a really funny suit. It's a wolf suit. And another, he's running down the stairs with a fort after his dog. You want to see those pictures? Come up and look at them. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. And he's pouting. Have you ever been sent to your room? I used to get sent to my room all the time. That's usually what I look like. You see the picture there?
You still do.
He doesn't. I still get sent to my room. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. Look at that, a forest out of nowhere. It's like he's in the jungle all of a sudden. You see that? Unbelievable. You can come up and look at the pictures too. Don't be shy. You guys should all come and sit right here up close. Then you can see the pictures. The forest grew in his room one night, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew. And look at Max. He's so happy right there. He's got a forest in his room. Can you imagine if you had a forest in your room? I could. It would be really fun. This guy's got the right idea. Pull right up in front. Get up close here. The forest grew and grew and grew, and it grew until his ceiling was hung with vines, and the walls became the world all around. And his room became a forest and a jungle. Do you see that, guys? Pretty exciting. Max seems pretty excited about it. As he's running around in his crazy wolf suit. The forest grew and grew and it grew and it turned into a jungle. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, his very own boat. And he sailed off through the night and through the day. And he's got his own name on it. You see the name? What does that say on the boat? You see that? It says Max, right? That means it's Max's very own boat. It's Max. Max had his own boat, and in and out of weeks and almost over a year is where the Wild Things Are. He sailed all through the ocean. And you see there's a huge dragon, and he's landing on an island. It's getting good now. It's getting good now. And when he came to where the Wild Things Are, he came to a place where the Wild Things Are, and they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. You see their big teeth? Big scary guys, aren't they? Big scary guys. They gnashed their terrible teeth, and they unrolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. You see that? I'm getting a little bit scared. Mark's getting scared. Hope you guys are brave. Are you guys all brave? Should we keep going? Nobody's too scared, right? No. We're still going. All right, we'll keep going then. What does the princess say? Should we keep going? Yeah? All right. She's excited about this. All right. Until Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. He looked right into their eyes, big monsters, and he didn't blink once. And they were all frightened, and they called him the most wild thing of all. The monsters thought Max was more wild than they were, because he showed he was brave and he wasn't scared. So Max stared all the monsters down. They called him the wildest thing of all, and made him king of all wild things. And he sat on a throne, and they gave him a crown just like that young lady over there. And now, Max cried, let the wild rumpus start. And all the monsters gathered around Max in awe of their newfound king. Next page. And here they are. They're all stomping around, and the moon's up, and they're up past their bedtime. What's your bedtime at? 8 o'clock? It's like 9 o'clock now, and Max is still jumping around with the monsters. What's your bedtime? You have a bedtime?
Sorry,
what time's your bedtime? 8 o'clock? You stay up pretty late? 8 o'clock as well? So Max is staying out way past 8 o'clock, and he's dancing around with the monsters now. All right, he's coming to sit up with me. All right, there's Max jumping around and going crazy. The monsters are loving him. Look at him. Max is just becoming just like one of the monsters. They're climbing around the trees, and he's adapting to the jungle. He's wearing a big wolf suit. Now he's riding on top of the biggest one. See that? Look how scary they look. Do you think they're scary? You guys aren't scared of them? Wow, you guys are much braver than I am. I was scared of these guys when I was your age. Brave little guys. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Because you remember, Max got sent to his room without supper because he was being bad. Have you guys ever been sent to your room? Me too. We talked about that, didn't we? Sometimes it happens. Don't be too hard on yourself. Fed all around from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. He said he was hungry. Pretty good logic. But the wild things cried, oh, please don't go, and we'll eat you up, we love you so. And Max said no. The wild things roared their terrible roars, and gnashed their terrible teeth, and rolled their terrible eyes, and showed their terrible claws, but Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Max is saying goodbye to the monsters. He's going to sail back across the ocean. You see that? Hi, Mercedes.
Hi.
And he sailed back. Max said goodbye, and he sailed back over a year. It took him an entire year. How old are you? How many years? You have 4 years? Imagine taking an entire year to sail back home. Max took a whole year in his boat, very brave, in his wolf suit. You're 4? You're a big 4-year-old kid. You're going to be a big, strong guy someday. And Max sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. You have to pick up a big block. Wow, he can pick up a big rock. He's only 4. I'm impressed. So Max sailed and sailed through a night and through weeks and through days, as you remember, a long time in his boat, and into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. Look at that, he's so happy. He went back home. I think his mom made him the supper. Maybe the dad, but most likely the mom, right? Probably the mom. My mom usually made the meals. Do you like when your mom cooks? Does your dad ever cook? Sometimes, huh? And into the night in his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. Max still had some hot food waiting for him. And that's it. And Max went on a crazy adventure. So what do you think the moral of this story is? Was it maybe that sometimes we get mad at our mom and dad because they send us to our room? But then Max went on a big journey? That's great. Sometimes you get in trouble and you go back and you realize that your parents were probably right in the first place and they gave you candy anyways.